but the CC capability, the ability to pull people in to one spot is invaluable. You know, if you have a teammate with, let's say, a pulse sword, they're able to come in with a double or triple charge pulse sword attack and just absolutely obliterate a few of these players. That's if they're not standing on top of a Kurumi circle. But yes, indeed, Sachiko, unfortunately, he has been spotted out. The bounty is on his head, and Sachiko will go down to JDG in a 1 versus 3. Unfortunately, unwinnable situation for him there. But I mean, do think that there is still...
Yeah, they've still got 1, but we did say Hex are running a composition which is very strong at getting kills early on because you just third party all of the fights going through. But it really struggles in the mid game, especially when Realm of Yang's come out, because, I mean, you have a composition that is awful for Realm of Yang. Like, straight up, we can't pull any of our punches. It is absolutely awful at being able to take those Realm of Yang fights, and as a result, you have to hope that you're going to be able to third party some of those fights, but especially with now 3 Realm of Yangs going out and 3 teams being with Yang depletion, a lot of the time, if you want to third party, you actually end up getting 4th and 5th partied, so... However, the amount of kills that they picked up earlier, if they can make it to the top 5, will make for a pretty hefty kill multiplier.
No.
I'm sorry.
As you said it, Squeaky does get taken down.
Since we cast the curse on and on in the Naraka broadcast, I apologize, Hex.
Still, I will say 9 kills, solid performance. You know,
they did really well.
9 kills, definitely nothing to be ashamed of. 9 kills in this kind of environment, you know, really good job for them. But yeah, it is definitely a big shame that they couldn't translate that into some more points with some placement, the multiplier, etc. But they're bound to be happy with it. You know, 9.5 game to start off the day. That's a consistency game. You know, the thing that we talk about all the time, consistency, is just being able to just steadily bring your points up by having. You don't have to have crazy pop-off games. You know, you don't have to. I think I remember a series where I can't remember exactly who it was, but there was a team that didn't get a single MVP throughout the entire day, and yet they still came out in first place because they were able to constantly get good games.
Was that XCG?
It may have been. I can't remember.
Because XCG last year were the kings of consistency.
It was definitely this year, I think. It was this year. It was in this spring split. I can't remember which team it was, but there was a series where a team didn't get a single win, and yet they won the tournament for that day. They won the series and came out on top. So it really speaks to how important it is to just have decent games. You don't have to be popping off like crazy to win. You just have to do well consistently throughout, and you will do all right. You might not win, but you'll definitely be up there at the top. But here we are. It's starting to pick up the pace, starting to heat up a little bit. One Fang coming out of that Farrier mech. Chu Tiger took it upon himself to try and use his ultimate, partially try and protect his teammate perhaps. The Justina is extremely low HP. Refan now trying to heal up in this building, but he's been spotted out by One Fang. He's trying to stop him from getting that reset. A huge slam though coming out onto Refan. He'd gone over to that building, try and escape the Yuashan, but there's no escape from the general, from the mech pilot. He's trying his best, but is not to be. Hardy's going to be flying in. The TXJ going to be able to finish him off now. But thing is, JL have used quite a few of their cooldowns. They might be in a vulnerable state. One Fang, no armor, trying to stay alive. GG taking it upon themselves to hide inside this building and try and lock it down for themselves. Oh, is that an Aurora burst we see?
There's two.
From
no, that was JDG. Yes. They've been throwing that out non-stop ever since the transformed units and the zone started to collapse on up, just showing their heckles, making sure that none of these teams can approach them. We are going to have the dome spawning directly over to the northeast side, which is going to mean that all of the ranged projectiles will not connect onto the teams in the middle of it, and as a result, they are going to be safe from TXJ's mech. until it falls on through. We've got two teams currently residing, OUG and KLA. Looks like KLA decided to back on off and give it up to OUG's XX, who will be able to make out like a bandit with that legendary armor. JDG now getting into prime position to put the pressure onto all of these teams below them. GGG still trying to take refuge inside of that building as Tutic continues the suppressing fire, pushing JLA and GG closer and closer to the corruption, making sure that they're pushed outside of those places of sanctuary, that everyone in the lobby can see exactly where they are going to be. As JDG with 11 kills definitely are starting to get in a position, as it is going to be that Aurora burst coming through. KLA now looking to try and meet over with OUG's XX, not wanting to take the fight but just defend their spot in the center, as GG have also got their hands on an Aurora burst, and now they're showing that they've got it, just throwing it out on cooldown to be able to block all of the range coming on through. JL's one thing will go down, however, to the cannon shots coming on out from JDG's ZDI, as CJS comes in with a huge F3, finding that fire tick connection onto the ferry inside of the mech, which is going to start melting her health, throwing out the charge protocols on the huge Viper V1. The entire lobby is going to stand still as that just stuns absolutely everybody. VVV is the one able to come through with a kill, as it's going to be GG. CJS losing the fan, immediately getting parried, has to go to the F3, not to try and find a connection onto a player, but putting himself airborne so that his Karumi Frufro has the time to set up the healing circle, and he can just drop back into it to get the full replenishment on the health bar, as it does look like now JL's VVV is outside of the mech. CGS is using the F3 to try and hunt him down, comes in with the V2, connects onto VVV, but it's JDG who sniped it away with a very F3. CGS now still has the Zai ultimate, burning out, finds those players with their backs towards the corruption, tries to shove them into taking the full hit of the purple damage, as every single player goes airborne until the Zai ultimate is done.
Indeed, that Zai ultimate coming online was so unbelievably impactful in this small enclosed area, being able to just dictate the pace of the skirmish, going in and just unleashing a wave of pain onto the other players. Kiki, speaking of pain, is getting forced into the zone by that cavalry bloom, but he's managed to make it back in. CJS now has gone back to his Aurora burst duties, now trying to lock down these players. The F3 sent to the opposite direction, I think, just to space out a little bit. CJS doing an extremely good job of just keeping tempo in this end zone. GG looking to try and take this game #1 for themselves. 15 kills on JDG, though. They're looking to try and stay alive as long as possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. CJS is going to have that Zai ultimate online yet again, and GG are going to be your first winners, your first MVPs of the day, it seems. Unless of course JDG managed to come out just on top, but no, it is not to be. GG are gonna be taking the cake, ladies and gentlemen. A strong performance coming out from them to start off the day. What a game one, Moxie. Holy